Today on What Went Wrong, what you can do with your old Hi, I'm Brett Mauser, and I made over 40 feature films, and 10 of those were the Innocence Saga, 10 feature films shot in 1 year. It was the culmination of the Ponder's universe, and everything was working towards the Innocence Saga. And then, through all the things that went wrong, it didn't quite happen the way I wanted it to. I didn't get to tell fully the story that was supposed to be told. So now, 10 years later, we've gone back and re-edited it. So we put them all back together and put the satellite films back in there. And since there were a lot of little inconsistencies, or actors would play different roles, or there were things that needed a little bit of explanation, I needed a thread to go through that. And enter Denise, who plays the psychiatrist.
Do I have a name?
Just Doc at
Doc.
this point. Yeah.
I'd agree with that assessment.
You read that?
Yeah, I just watched the tip of your pen there.
And you agree that you're hyper intelligent?
Oh, absolutely.
And we're able to fill in some holes and talk a little bit about like when Matt plays he's been established as Joey, but then in season 2 he played Tara's brother Angelo.
Right,
so
right.
I needed to make a comment about how wait, are you saying that
So this Tara, she's Joey's little sister.
Joey. What does Joey have to do with any of this?
Well, you said that...
Oh, no. I said he looked like Joey. Fought like Joey. Looked a little bit like him, but Angelo was not Joey.
No.
So I was able to use the doc as a device to answer some questions, to fill in the holes, and give it a thread.
Yeah.
And now, especially in season 6, that's being edited right now, it's really been a launch pad for getting us to season 7, which is going to be basically a complete revamp of Chapter 10. Chapter 10 probably may never even be seen in its entire. Well, the original 10 will be up, but in terms of the Innocence Saga, a lot of that series has been wiped out now. So the doc, which was not even really originally intended to launch us in that direction, wound up being a great tool to be able to allow me to end it the way that I wanted it to. So basically, most of season 7 is going to be all new stuff. Trying to get back to the way that it was supposed to end and the way it was supposed to.
Which puts you in a position where you're able to kind of fix what you wanted to fix without having to reshoot 10 feature films.
Right. And still also honor and pay homage to the work that was already done. Now, you coming in had not really seen the Innocence Saga, weren't familiar with it, and probably still haven't seen.
Oh my God. Okay, so your mind works in these crazy webs, and it's like Jeff and I were talking about how it's kind of like the story, trying to follow the storyline and all the characters is kind of like the way when he started reading. I think it was Song of Ice and Fire. I don't remember who wrote that. Is it Martin?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, I read a couple of books in that series and I needed a whiteboard to keep track of everyone. I was like, I feel like that with Brett's movies. And he was like, well, it's not that. I was like, Jeff, you lived it. I was like, that's not fair. So yeah, I'm like, okay, wait, what? Okay, I think I got it. But
to me, I think, and this is why, I don't think it'll ever go, much further than our just our own little community it is a 2-time watcher. You have to watch it from beginning to end. And then go back and watch it again to fully appreciate it.
It's because you don't spoon feed.
Yeah.
Right. So it's not something that you can sit down and watch and not completely pay attention to. Unfortunately, that's how I spend most of my time watching TV, is not really paying attention to it. So, and this is not to criticize things like Frasier, because I've already watched it. So I have it on in the background. I know what's happening. Whereas with your stuff, I need to actually sit and focus. And I spend a lot of my day focusing. So it's a little hard. So
when you get the scripts and you're sitting down and you're acting, a little behind the scene tip. I think the first season, we get basically a full season at a time in one day.
Yeah.
We just come down and we shoot those. Now, the first season, we memorized our lines and we
Yes.
did it appropriately, and we did it because I think even Ryan was there that day.
Was it the first
for the
one?
first one?
No,
I
it was
think?
the second
Was
one.
it the second one?
Yeah.
But yeah, we memorized it the first day, and I think the second time was mostly memorized too, because that
Yeah.
was when Ryan came. But from then on out, we had a prompter.
You brought the teleprompter.
I brought the little iPad with or the tablet with the script on it rolling up, and you and I both just
Read from the tablet.
read from it, and we're done in an hour and a half.
You were getting very close to her, weren't you?
Yeah. I shouldn't have.
Why do you say that? Did she hurt you?
No. I hurt her.
Which is nice.
Yeah.
Which is really nice. It's nice not having to. Okay, it is cheating. I give you that. But and I'm very aware of my eyes because I know I'm following the text, and I'm like, if he's filming too closely, this is gonna look weird. But yeah, no, it's definitely convenience, and I guess if you're doing just kind of a 2-person shot and it's just a conversation, it kind of makes sense. But one of the things that I think I learned to do working with you, which is something I had not learned before, in doing film or definitely not theater, because there's no takes in theater. It's just like you're on stage, you do the whole thing. Was that when I have the time, when you're recording, just when you're shooting me and not the other person, is I can say that line as many times as I need to in different ways, and it's not something I'd done before until we started working. I think the first time you brought the teleprompter may have actually been with Ryan. I don't know that we used it the whole time, but because that was the first time I think I remember, like, we had it running really slow, because that's when I started saying lines different ways before your line would scroll past and I had to say my next line. But that was the first time I really took advantage of that time to be like, oh, I'm going to say it 50 different ways and he can use whichever one he wants. I've been seeing their personnel for almost 15 years now. I've been seeing their personnel for almost 15 years. It's pretty convenient. It's just don't get too close.
Yeah, you have to watch, because you can watch people's eyes go, up and down a little bit, and I have to watch that in my day job when I'm having somebody read a teleprompter, or when we don't have a teleprompter and they're just off to the side a little bit. You can see their eyes not quite looking at the camera, just a little to the side, so you have to watch out for that kind of stuff. But yeah, reading the script has not been, I mean, this goes back to the original days, for me in the high school. I've got a shot of me in Bad Mojo Project, where the camera's set up and I'm supposed to be talking to Lilith, and I have a picture of me in front of the camera, and you see Lilith holding the script right next to the camera. And I don't think you can tell that I'm reading. But even add to that is I was so lazy. I had the camera on the tripod and it was all set up. And when I came over, my head was it was too high. I was too high. Rather than go back and adjust the camera and tilt it up just a little bit, I just squat.
It does, though, give you
works.
a little bit of flexibility if you need to change the script kind of later, closer towards filming.
Yeah.
Because we have day jobs.
Yes. Now, how does it, especially with such an elaborate story as the Innocence Saga, do you find it difficult reading some of these or performing that way and not having a clue as to what you're talking about?
No, because I feel like her character is very confused most of the time. So it actually works really well, because I'm like, wait. So this person is doing this and is doing this, but then you said, no, it didn't happen in this timeline. Wait, what? Because then I could just genuinely be, what? No, I think it feeds into the character, and so I think it helps that I actually don't know, purely know any of the stories, or confidently know any of the stories. Could I tell anyone the story? I might be able to get through one or two of them and just be like, it's really complicated, you should watch it. It's like Shakespeare. But yeah, no, I think there are certain things I think that sometimes it's not method acting, but it does help, right? That kind of thing, not really knowing, like not having intimate knowledge. So I feel like it would have actually hurt Jeff in this to have this role, because he's been with you so long that he would have had to actually act like he was confused. Whereas I'm like, I don't even have to play that card.
obviously this wasn't your first role in the Pawn Rush universe. When was your first? Was it Serial Rabbit? Was that
Serial
the first?
Rabbit.
And that was
5.
The reverse racist, I think it was.
Yeah, the redhead. I hated redheads.
Hated redheads.
But doesn't everyone?
One thing. You didn't say anything about having someone with you. Certainly not one of her kind.
Excuse me?
Her kind?
Yeah, a redhead. And a hot one at that.
And then I think I was like,
You played a dead body that got cut.
yes,
Yeah.
I be stabbed.
Yeah. And because the dead body in the parking lot.
Oh, that one too. Yeah, I had a wig.
Yeah, we had to put you in a wig, and that had to get cut because there was a lens problem.
Oh no. I
Some
forgot.
shots that I had of
It's
of
in the
McClane.
extra features.
Is it?
I
Maybe.
think it
may
still
be.
made it there.
Yeah, where you turn over and you give a really creepy, and that might be what you voiced over. When you,
Oh,
what you had-
maybe
you
maybe
voiced
that's what
over.
it was.
'Cause, it was when dead was hallucinating and seeing you tell him you loved him or something like that.
I love you, Dad.
I love you too.
And then after that, and then after Serial Rabbit, then was it Zoe in Project?
Yeah, then it was Zoe. So in Serial Rabbit, I was the dead body. I was the reverse racist. But then I was also in the fight scene with.
Oh yeah, you brought him a bottle of water or something. Didn't
Yeah,
you?
well,
Or
maybe not him. I think it may have been the rabbit.
Rabbit, yeah.
Yeah.
You were helping him out.
I was
Yeah,
just
you
like
were his
stage crew.
ringmaster. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. I forgot about that. So and then it was the doc.
And then
right?
it was Zoe, and it was Doc.
It was Doc. Since the Pawn Rush universe was shot over a period of 10 years, actors who played those characters changed. Actors played more than one character, and then there were little tiny minuscule changes between one character and another in a movie and one and the other. Like in The Watchmen, Isabella had just come from California, but in Green Conspiracy, Watchmen was shot in 2002, 2003. And we had her coming directly from California. But when we did Green Conspiracy, we put her in Pittsburgh in the corporate states.
Okay,
and
I
had her
remember
come to Texas after that. So we're retconning a little bit in the re-edit. So if you watch the movie straight for just the movie itself, it's got her coming from California.
Your file said you were raised in California, remained there until 1 year ago, at which time you defected to the Great Republic of Texas. Why is that?
But when you watch the series, now just those little lines are cut out, or they're explained by either the stories that the interaction between Mike and Ryan, or Mike and Diane, or Mike and the Doc.
Right.
We're able to give it the continuity that it didn't have before.
Yeah.
I'm very proud of a lot of the things that we did in the saga, and I don't think that it should just be disregarded and just thrown away, which a lot of people I think would say, well, it was shot on DV. You know, if they were in my shoes, would say, well, it was shot on DV, didn't have all these special effects, the acting wasn't. I'll just remake it, or I'm just going to move on and get on with my life, whatnot. To me, so many people were involved. So many people put a lot of time and energy into them, that to just let them go, it doesn't make any sense. So that's why I'm trying to breathe new life into the Innocence Saga. And I do understand that it is not perfect, and there's a lot of problems and a lot of issues with them, and I'm doing my best to fix them.
I don't know. I feel like, given that it's being told in the framework of memories, though, it kind of like allows for imperfections. Maybe not so much in the acting, but imperfections in the like the picture quality, right? Because then you can say, well, that was a choice. Right? They're not going to know. Nobody has to know that it was DV. You can say, no, it's a special effect I perfected. Yeah.
Well, and it's one of my favorite shots in that is we start the new saga now starts in the Doc's office, and you have me and you're over my shoulder until the very end, and it pops over to me, and I say that yesterday line, and you've got me in that position right on screen, and then it hard cuts to 10 years ago, and me 10 years ago with hair and everything.
And it's a different color too.
Yeah, and it has a different feel. Yeah, it's a lot less gray. And it to me, just that one cut, even though it's lower quality video and whatnot, heightens it, because now this is a 10-year project now. It's not going back in and digitally de-aging people. This is a story that has been told over a period of 10 years in real time.
Yeah.
So there's no makeup effects. There's no, we got to make me look older or make me look younger. there's something about that one single cut from present day to back, to back then, and it's all the same story.
Hugo T has gotten kind of gray.
Well, yeah, I got older. It happens.
Yeah.
I feel like the only time that a movie that's made over the course of a year can even come close to getting a taste of that is when they show photographs of a character, and they've actually gotten photographs of the actor when they were young.
Yeah.
It's like, and they're getting like a taste of it.
Yeah.
And you can't because you can't recreate that unless you make it a 10-year project.
Yeah, exactly. And I think there was I can't remember whether it was like Linklater or somebody did a 10-year project. I think it was with Ethan Hawke, and it was 10 years. And it was boyhood or fatherhood or something like that. And it started over 10 years ago with a little boy, and then they came back every 3-4 years and shot more scenes. And it was one that they had to keep negotiating contracts because the contract only lasts for 7 years.
Oh, that gets real
or something
complicated.
like that.
Yeah.
So
And what if somebody gets hit by a bus?
Yeah.
Or has throat cancer and
Yeah.
has to have surgery?
Or if it's a kid, when he reaches 12, does he even want to be an actor anymore? There's a lot of risks in that.
No, you will be an actor. I'm your mom and I said so.
Yeah.
You should tell a 16-year-old that.
Yeah, exactly. Try to explain how that's paying their college. They're not going to care about that.
True.
I'm not somebody who gives up very easily. So even though there were so many things that went wrong the first time around, I'm still going back to try and get it right the best that I can.
Sure.
And the doc is helping do that. Now we have a lot of interesting things that we're going to do with her in the very end of season 2.
I'm excited. I don't know all of them,
but well, and I've hinted a little. I've said a couple little things that the way things were specifically said.
Well, and then you had kind of the one, like the last thing we shot, which I won't say, but like the last thing we shot, I was like, huh, interesting.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I love cliffhangers, and there's so many cliffhangers. I will say, of all the things that I do, I am good at cliffhangers. Seeing Diane at the front door, ending the season 4 with 7 cities getting nuked. I love the episodic series now because I can end on these great cliffhangers. Every episode just kind of leaves you hanging, like, oh, now what? And you can also take it in little bites as well. So I guess what I'm trying to say to filmmakers is, if you've got a film in the past, something that you did when you were in college or it was your first film, but there was something really great about it, don't abandon it. If there's something that you think people should see, that you think somebody out there will enjoy, bring it back to life. Figure out how to make it a part of your project.
And it doesn't always have to be there are ways to do it that it's not retelling the story.
Right.
You can incorporate it into a different story and have it come in as maybe a flashback, or maybe the main character is telling a story and it's that part of that old film.
There is the saying that films are never finished, they're just abandoned. And there's a lot of truth to that.
I feel like artists do this, like physical artists do the
Yeah.
same thing. It's like a real genius knows when to just leave it.
Yeah.
Because it's never done.
Yeah. The Innocence Saga will never be done. We're in the works on something that will be an announcement will be made in 2021 that will open it and allow a lot of other people to become a part of the Ponders universe. And I think it's something that's much needed in the film community, and hopefully people will get what we're trying to do, and it'll open up the doors for a lot of people.
I mean, I'm all about sunk cost and recognizing when to just like walk away and let it be. But I think there is value in not just learning from what you have done in the past, but in your case, you are very there is very much a teacher inside you, and it's like, how can I make it so that other people don't have to make the same mistakes I did? And what better way than keeping older projects alive?
Yeah. That's one of the reasons that the Innocence Saga is back out there. It is a learning tool, and it's running side by side with this. Now, what went wrong, to be able to show these are the mistakes we made. Don't make the same mistakes. Learn from our mistakes. Go out there and make better films than we did. but I can't do that without showing those other ones and having something there for people to look back on.
I think it's a really going to be valuable to be able to watch the full length Innocence Saga, although it seems like a huge time investment, but the full length Innocence Saga, and then watch the series and kind of see how it was,
how it evolved, how
and
it changed.
actually, what I think I might do, because I think I've watched the first 2 of the Innocence Saga in full length, is wait until the series is done, watch the full series, then go back and watch the full lengths and see kind of like how it was changed and what was misdirected, and or not misdirected in the sense of poorly directed. More misdirected is like change your focus, change what you see.
Yeah, because and the way things just evolved. There was a scene between Tara and Jeff in a bar where they're talking about where Tara's asking Jeff about Diane, and Jeff says,
I actually think that were it Mike that was killed that day, that she might be on the same path that he is now.
And now, 10 years later, jumping into that alternate reality where that's exactly what happened is, and Ryan, who plays Diane, forgot about that scene. And when she was rewatching it recently, saw that and she was like, oh my God. And that's sort of one of the part of the genius of the series is, because it took so long to do, there are so many things that we can change and make perfect and whatnot. But the Innocence Saga is also a story of my life. There's a lot of things that you have to look at. The opening scene between us in the saga could be a scene with Brett Mauser and not Mike Lorenzo. If you listen to the dialogue.
It's been a while.
About 10 years.
Oh, that long?
Well, the days are long, but the years are short.
So why are you here, Mike?
To finish it, people say I shouldn't live in the past, but I have a little bit of a tough time letting go of things.
While Mike is talking about his obsession with Donovan, Brett is also talking about his obsession with the Innocence Saga. And there's a lot of that comparison. And that was always at the heart of the Innocence Saga, was a story of my own life as well. If you took out Mike's obsession with Donovan and bringing Donovan to justice with the Brett Mauser obsessed with film.
But right now, we're in the middle of something.
If you love me, then be with me.
I can't. Not right now. But if you can wait, I'll be there as soon as this is all over.
And especially when it came to relationships and things like that.
Sure.
You're watching my life and the life of my friends as well, which is one of the reasons Jeff is so important in that series.
Yeah.
Is you are watching my life and the life of my friends in this film. So there's definitely 2 tiers to that. So it's something that I just wouldn't give up for the world.